Hello everyone, I am Kers, this is Low Mana, and it's happened! Hero 24 is here, and it's safe to say that she's pretty brand spanking new to all of us. It's Orisa. Created by Efe Oladele, the young Numbani girl genius whose exploits we've been following over the past few weeks in the form of tweets and blog posts, Orisa is her iteration on the OR-15 units that once protected her city. In our video a few days ago, I made the hopeful prediction that the new hero would be one we'd not seen before, specifically not this guy. And for the most part that was bang on, but by no means is she a total bolt from the blue. Orisa is the culmination of numerous strands of the Overwatch universe meeting at a single place and time, built for a specific need. In that respect, she's unique amongst the entire roster of characters we already have at our disposal. Her fellow Omnics, Zenyatta and Bastion were similarly built for a single use, but have since either outgrown or been repurposed, or both, their original programming. At just a month old, Orisa is still very much learning, but with Efe's custom-built personality core at her heart, it seems certain that she'll also carve her own path in the Overwatch world. With the origin story we got that is now customary with every new hero release, and I'd still love to see ones for older heroes if you're listening Blizzard, combined with Jeff Kaplan's dev commentary and the detail on her official bio page, we get a decent amount of insight into Orisa's burgeoning character, and we'll have a lore watch to follow in the next few days. For now though, let's see who she is, what her purpose is, and where she'll fit into the Overwatch universe. As young as both Orisa and her creator are, her history starts from well before the Omnic Crisis, with the construction of the OR-14s, codenamed Adina, meaning wealth or blessed, built out of Nigeria's Omnium. Utilised against humanity in the Crisis, much like many of the frontline units, the OR-14s were retired and decommissioned. Built as a beacon of human and Omnic cooperation, Numbani has stood as one of the technological and inspirational centrepieces of the world for the past few decades. Even here though, peace was only temporary, and soon the City of Harmony found itself under threat from a homegrown assailant, Doomfist. We're presuming it's the Scourge here because frankly that's the only thing that makes sense. In response, Numbani reactivated production of the old OR-14s, upgrading them into a handful of new OR-15s, designed specifically to keep the city and its people safe. For a time they did this job well enough, until very recently in fact, when Odawe International Airport came under attack. Occurring shortly after Efe's success in being awarded the Odawe Foundation's Genius Grant, she was at the airport when Doomfist struck. His motive thus far is unknown, but three things became apparent. Firstly, the OR-15s were wiped out and immediately deemed worthless by the people of Numbani for failing their primary objective. Secondly, Efe was inspired into taking the potential of the OR-15s and making it a reality, giving us Orisa. Thirdly, and most mysteriously of all, the Doomfist gauntlet during transit to the Numbani Heritage Museum has gone missing. Blizz have remained strangely silent about that last point during this release. What do you guys think's going on? From her holovid post the other day, we know what Efe used to build Orisa. The OR-15 chassis she bought from the city of Numbani after they retired them, the Branford arm, which I'm still not certain about, could be her left arm that provides the fortify ability, the fusion driver cannon, which I'm guessing she also bought from Numbani, the Axiom vocal processor, which she already had, and still most intriguingly of all, the miniature Tobolstein reactor. I can't imagine Volskaya are carefree with their tech, so how Efe got hold of this is still beyond me. Maybe she has contacts, maybe it's something else. Maybe it will answer the link between Numbani and the new Sviatogor on Sombra's web. Who knows? I've asked Michael Chu for an answer on Twitter. If I get one, I'll update the vid. What we did get clarity on from the web is the hexagon between Numbani and Doomfist. This blurry mech is an OR-15, the position of it indicating their reason for existing, to protect the city from its greatest threat. Seems after recent events, Sombra will have to amend her web somewhat. Anyway, the culmination of all of Efe's work was Orisa. Efe's finest creation to date, designed to be the hero Numbani needs. Presumably that means eventually combating the threat of Doomfist. How that pans out I'm certain will be the topic of a vid later this year. For now though, she has a lot to learn, but with her adaptive AI and Efe's skills, I think she's going to do great things. In game however, Orisa is built to fill a similar role to Reinhardt, what Blizzard call an anchor tank, effectively a character your team can build and fight around. I'm not going to go into too much detail as other channels will go full on with the gameplay route, but a quick overview can't hurt, along with some of the finer points of her abilities. Her fusion driver that Efe procured is her primary fire and is remarkably accurate at long range, not overly dissimilar to 76's pulse rifle, but with a huge 200 round clip. It has a slowing effect similar to D.Va's fusion cannons when she's firing though. I wonder if the tech is similar between the two. These do seem to be projectiles rather than hit scan, which is a big deal if true. It's hard to test with the lag on the PTR, everything kind of feels like a projectile. On the secondary fire, we have the benefits of the Tobal steam reactor baked into the ability Halt. Launching a relatively slow moving green orb forwards on an 8-second cooldown, Orisa can activate the ability again to detonate the orb, pulling enemies around it into a little group. You can see who it's going to hit by the little green lines coming off of the orb, which is indicated on this doodle on Effie's checklist, and it also detonates if it hits a solid object. Of her two abilities, first up is Fortify, lasting 4 seconds and, as I said, presumably utilising the Branford arm tech. This halves damage taken and prevents her from being affected by action impairing effects, with a 10-second cooldown. Again, I'm not tested, but that includes things like Pharah's Concussive Blast, Reinhardt's Charge, and pretty much anything that moves or disables you against your will. The other is Protective Barrier, working like the other barriers in game in terms of functionality. This one activates from a small device Orisa fires from her left arm, only forming a shield when it's settled on solid ground. This means you can bounce it around corners, and also somewhat abuse how it tracks cooldown. The 12-second cooldown starts as soon as Orisa fires the projectile, but the 20-second barrier duration only kicks in once it's deployed. The base 8-second overlap is already powerful, but you could probably do cool things with this. Finally, we have our ult, Supercharger. Harking back to the African talking drums I referenced in our last vid, this is a placed ult that lands somewhere between Symmetra's shield generator and Ana's nano boost. Orisa takes the device that we first saw by the OR-15 wreckages, and then again on Effie's pad, off of her back and places it on the ground. It then buffs all nearby friendly targets in line of sight with 50% increased damage, lasting 15 seconds or until it's destroyed. With only 150 health, unless you're careful, getting the full 15 seconds may be quite rare, especially seeing as the enemy team can just follow the blue beam back. All told, she's a lot of fun and potentially a huge addition to the roster. I'd encourage you to check out other vids by our fellow content creators for full gameplay goodness, but from a lore perspective I can't wait to see what Orisa, Effie, and yes, even Doomfist are going to bring to the table in the near future. If you enjoyed this episode, please let us know in the comment section below. Watch out for a lore watch coming soon, but until then, what are your thoughts? Can we expect some clarity regarding the Volskaya link and missing Doomfist Gauntlet? Are you expecting a short to tie all of this together? What impact will she have in game? Hit us up in the comments or via Twitter. Don't forget to hit that like button if you like this episode, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the little bell for notifications on our latest content. Until next time, I have been Kurs, thanks for watching.